Hello sir, how are you? Fine?
पीछे पीछे बैठो यार.
To have registration numbers for bicycles also, so it was very easily traceable, and then that whole thing started. And this was a murder case which was talked about for a long time, because murders still are very rare in Kashmir, thankfully, and the rate of crime is also not that great. Coming to the topic of this autopsy, I want to share some little bit of anecdotal, I think, events that happened in my life. One of the fundamental reasons, every parent in Kashmir, and I guess in the whole of JNK and beyond also, the first preference for the kids, as happens in South Asia and India especially, is that we go by what our parents say. So we don't have much choice in careers and other stuff. So our parents also decided that you have to become a doctor. So when I wanted to become, I never wanted to become a doctor, but then when I wanted to prepare for the entrance exam, as we called it those days, I was very scared of blood. So that was one of my fundamental reasons of not taking up the course in the medical profession. And somehow I flunked it also. So, which turned out to be very good for me eventually. But the first time I witnessed an autopsy was during our training in the National Police Academy at Hyderabad, and we were taken to this very famous medical college in Hyderabad called the Gandhi Medical College. And there was a small observation deck, a rather elongated platform on which one could stand and witness what was happening down in the well of the autopsy room, the mortuary. It is, frankly to say, a very horrifying experience, especially the first time that you witness it. And we were training day in and day out, almost 14 hours a day. We used to be running and jumping and studying and sleeping half the time. And so that, basically what I want to say is that it runs up an appetite in you. So you eat a lot of food also. You're having biryani, you're having mutton, you're having chicken, you're having veggies, whatever comes your way. You don't have any choice after that. But that was one. At that point of time, a very rancid kind of a smell came out. And I don't know how many doctors have experienced that. More experienced doctors would definitely have seen that. But the doctor there, his relative immediately said, "Oh yes, this is the human body." So I looked at him and I said, "How can you tell?" He said, "No sir, ye mera bhaja hai." I said, "How can you say? We have not even seen, there's a lot of garbage here, it generally smells bad." But he said, "This is a typical smell of a putrefied body." So when we took out the body, liquefaction had set in, and we could, with lots of difficulty, move it onto a sheet, try and not injure the body while it is moving, and then shift it to Rainavari, and Rainavari mein fir postmortem hua. Again, unfortunately, no senior doctor or even a forensic expert came in to see the body. The technician did the postmortem in front of me. We had a crime photographer from the crime wing of JKUT police come in and videograph the whole thing. We tried to look at the brain and the other parts, because that is where we could see some what we call zabat, the injuries which caused.
I am sure that Dr. Alia Mozi will introduce in our medical college the first time a CPC, clinico-pathological conferences. It will add to our research, it will add to our knowledge, we will have academic activities. So the ultimate aim of this virtual autopsy should be giving a respect to the body, and we will add to our research, we will add to our knowledge.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite on stage Dr. Hemant Naik, CMO Virtual Autopsy India and United Kingdom, to say a few words on today's event.
Everybody are so enthusiastic to learn the whole journey of virtual autopsy. We have the experts from all over India, myself, to take you through the journey of virtual autopsy. And I thank the GMC especially Dr. Aziabad for taking all the efforts to bring the virtual autopsy workshop to Kashmir. And his work has been very commendable.
Principal Medical College, Professor Tariq Saab, DIGFs of Kashmir, Rais Mohammed Saab, Dr. Himmat Naik Saab, Dr. Sujat Kari Saab, and Professor Mushtar Saab, and Dr. Sujat Saab. First of all, I congratulate the organizers for having the first of its kind event in GMC Anantnag, and I feel very proud from the principal of this company. And wherever we go, I will say with a lot of pride, I will boast of it. And this is the kind of events that must happen in GMC Anantnag, and I'm sure with this kind of initiatives.
Fiddle around with the carburetor or the जिसको कश्मीरी में कहते थे जो कार्बन को you could just come out with a sandpaper, clean the spark plugs, screw them back on, and the car would be running. Now you need a laptop to first even try to open the hood. So we have become smart, as Principal Saab was mentioning about AI. We've become smart, our vehicles have become smart. The IoT or Internet of Things is a real possibility very soon. It's already happening in a lot of homes. You can program your light bulbs and your switches and your fridges and even your ovens. So now you need a trained technician to even handle the breakdowns, right? So when you have a truck breaking down in Ramban, by the time you get a trained technician with a laptop to the spot and even try to diagnose the problem, and then towing that truck is a huge issue because you have those wheel jammers. So earlier you used to just put it, the vehicle, traffic vehicle would come, they would have a hook, they would pull up one part of the vehicle and drag the rest away. So then you had rear wheel drives coming in, where if you pick up the front part, it breaks the gearbox. So now traffic people started training our guys on the ground regarding which vehicles are rear wheel and which vehicles are front wheel. But now you have trucks which are so heavy and so loaded, and again they have wheel jammers. You cannot lift that up from any side. Definitely not from the loaded side. So you have to actually lift it off the ground like a forklift and then carry it like a baby. Which to carry a, let's say, a 5-ton or 10-ton truck is next to impossible. So I'm just giving this example so that we know that with the introduction of robotics, robotic surgery, AI and other such initiatives, even in autopsies, we have to be careful that